other than your health, what about your looks? What about your appearance? What about your presentation, your dress? Speak a bit about that too, because I noticed. I mean, the guys do give you a bit of pressure with the swag, and you'll be wearing some scarves and
Yeah,
some
yeah, yeah.
pretty nice, some nice fitting shirts and pants and stuff like that. But um, talk about how important self-image is in terms of self-care and self-love.
It is very, very important. Um, it's Sprite that used to say image is nothing. I think
Yeah,
it was
there's this.
yeah, I think Sprite had that campaign one time. But he had a friend in school who used to say image is everything, right?
Mm,
Um,
mm,
and that hit home for me later in life, admittedly. Before time, I was a guy I would wear a t-shirt, pair of basketball shorts, like comfortable, like good.
yep,
Um,
yep.
you know, but since I've kind of gotten into arts and performing and kind of realizing more and more people recognize me and who I am and stuff like that. Um, Please don't mistake that to think that I believe I'm some kind of superstar or something like that. It's not
Oh,
that,
come on. Don't
right?
don't be modest, dog.
No, just saying, just clearing the air.
Mm,
Um, and then I had a manager, God rest her, who would say, Brian, you gotta represent your brand. So you gotta look the part. So you gotta make sure. And I got a good friend too, Kia Mal, that sings with me. He said, he can't even take out his garbage, without somebody saying, "Hey, that's Kia Mal." You know what I mean? No, I am not Kia Mal level
yeah.
stardom. Sure, I ain't
Not
stardom at
yet,
all.
not yet, not yet, not yet,
Not
not
yet,
yet.
not yet. You can speak that into being. But I still think it's important that you represent yourself and you carry yourself a certain way. Um, they always say, I've heard the expression, you dress for the job you want, right? You dress for the job you want. So if you want to be taken seriously by anybody, by your male colleagues, your peers, by other females, by anybody, if you want to be taken seriously, you have to dress the part, you have to look the part. If you look homeless, nobody ain't taking you on. Nobody can take you seriously.
Right.
If I came, sure, if I came on this podcast, no, and they, holy shirt or just sit down here bareback and talk to people that's normal, people like, can't take on this man. This man ain't got a clue.
This man popped up.
Yeah,
Man
this
popped
man
up.
part right down. You know what I mean? Um,
Mm-hmm.
so image is critical. You gotta normally I would shave every week, cut my hair every week. I'm a little follically challenged, so I can do that by myself. So during the first lockdown, I was the only person who was well coiffed every week. You know what I mean? Um, I have not been as stringent this time around, because there's absolutely nowhere to go. So
Mm.
I kind of reduced that. I give my head a little bit of a rest on my face too. So I kind of shave every 2 weeks this time around, just to kind of give the face a little chance to relax. But definitely how you dress, maintaining your hair, shoot, your oral care, your dental health, maintaining that. That is important, because you could be wearing all the clothes in the world, you could be looking good, you could be sharp, and then you open your mouth to speak to somebody, and it's like,
I guess.
damn, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And to take that to another level too, man, you gotta take care of your health. I pride myself in being. I like to think I'm a very nice smelling person, right?
Exactly.
I take a lot of pride in how I smell for sure. I would say that I do agree with the comment about dressing. Like, it's funny, and we can circle back to this too. In terms of dress, I just want to make it important to this self love part with men. For me, I found it's been normalized. When you talk about self love and self care, you're mainly talking about women, and women
Mm-hmm.
have been, they use that as empowerment and everything like that. And if men talk about self love and self care or dresses, I remember being called a metrosexual 20 years ago when I
Yeah,
used to wear
yeah.
certain fashions and certain styles, and
I
a
got it
pretty
as well for a
boy and
little bit.
exactly. But yeah, I like my shirts fit in a certain sort of way. I am the biggest man, but you know what? I feel more comfortable in a close fitting shirt than a baggy shirt. I like close fitting clothes. I like to have a tailored fit. And there's nothing wrong with that. It is not. You see, we need to get away from this kind of taboo topic of men taking care of themselves, particularly self-loving themselves, and not being worried about people calling you arrogant or that you're full of yourself and whatever. He's a pretty boy, or you may even get called
Yeah, other
gay
things.
or something like that. Yeah, right. But it is very important for men, everybody, but particularly we talking about men, for men to take care of themselves. And this is not in the context of a relationship. This is not in the context only for jobs. This is not in the context for any other thing other than self-esteem and confidence, right? You made a very good point about dressing for the job you want. Nobody's going to take you seriously if you do certain things and say certain things. But yes, I do agree that you do have to, take pride in yourself. You know, I don't know how else to put it. Dion is here asking, how do you all feel about spas and manicures and pedicures? Me personally, I would rather cut my own nails, and I don't like anybody touching my feet. I'm a particular person when it comes to that. I don't like people touching my feet. My feet. I'm a very funny person when it comes to my feet. How you feel about manicures
Well,
and pedicures, there?
I, on the other hand, I love those things. So I've been getting
Okay.
those things since my very early 20s. Um, yeah, probably even before he turned 20, he was getting manicures and pedicures done and stuff like that. It kind of slowed down. Life kind of got in the way a little bit, but definitely getting that stuff done. With regard to the clipping in the nail, like I like to see my nails shaped a certain way, and I find that I prefer a square tip. I find that salons tend to give you a little bit of a rounder shape, which I'm not particularly fond of. So that's the only thing that I have a contention with. And then I'm not particularly fond of the oil that you would get when they because it kind of go against the hair sometimes, the grain of the hair, and then that irritates my skin. So that's the only thing that bothers me. But manicures and pedicures definitely, massages definitely. Gentlemen, I would suggest you um, invest in a nice cologne. You know, not some nice deodorants. There's nothing
Sure.
wrong. There's nothing wrong. Nothing at all wrong with you know having those things. Um, a body wash, a facial wash. Um, don't just take the same Irish Spring that you just soak your body with and soak your
Like
face too. Or back in the day, we used to use like boy. I mean, you come out,
Life boy, man.
everything tight, 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 tight because your skin dry, dry.
Oh
You know what I
wait,
mean?
the
Now,
cardio mode. Wait.
exactly. You know what I mean? So
uh,
invest in certain products that will allow you to because you only got one body. You know what I mean? You only
shoot.
got one set of skin. Take care of it. Treat it well, and it will last. It will hold up. They said black don't crack, but if you don't treat it well, it's
Boy,
gonna
it
crack.
will crap.
Yeah,
But you know what?
and that point, Neil,
Mm.
there's absolutely nothing wrong with moisturizer, right?
Oh, boy.
Absolutely nothing wrong
Listen,
with
listen.
moisturizer. And I say this, right? You know, water always runs down. So it always baffles me when I see people walking on the street, right? And then when you look they put together from head to ankle. Then they're gonna pair rubber slippers and the foot black. Or the foot white and they're kicking
Or
flour.
ashy, man. Ashy.
You know what I mean? Nah, man. Put on some moisturizer. Trust me. Trust me. And I like to if I have the opportunity to speak to men, I always relate this stuff to what they would experience with a female, right? Because I find it sticks a little better when you relate it that way. So cut your toenails. You don't really want black toenail and that kind of thing, that stuff just ain't cute. That stuff
Yeah,
just ain't sexy.
that ain't
And
sexy. That's sexy.
it's sexy. And moisturize your feet. Then there's thing wrong with that. Because trust me, when you go and you go with the girl, you want to play footsie or whatever, you sitting down home for the couch, you play footsie.
You get
You know,
stabbed or you stabbing
eh,
somebody.
you cutting up the woman, your nails, and that stuff is sexy, man.
Yeah,
So
yes.
she
Yeah,
play
man.
footsie, and then that ain't on. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's not cricket, but you know, it's so true, right? Like in the last few years, first things first, I will readily admit that for the majority of my adult life, I was never one that was into the all moisturizing. I just like how y'all used to see me is how I used to roll, like soap and water and move, brush your teeth and move. But in the last few years, I start realizing, somebody, you get recommendations from some friends, even my mother, stuff like that. To me, I am a big proponent of the oils. I like a lot of hair oil. I like a lot of,
the hair
um,
oil don't
cer-
affect me.
well, yeah, but we still got a beard. I mean, the
Yeah.
castor oil, and even these oils, some of these oils like castor oil, tea tree oil, all these oils, even though they're for your hair, it's also for your skin, your nails, your cuticles. You know what I mean? I find myself I literally have a lot of product. I used to have like one cologne before I had an aftershave that somebody gave me, but I used to roll. I never used to think because like I smell good. I don't need that stuff. But in within the last 5 years, realizing, okay, let me grow up my hair a bit. Let me take some oil and put in my hair, or let me moisturize my skin with some oil or whatever, some oils, various oils. I did some research, and then you start to get into like there are the oils, there's the aftershave, there's the colognes. Shoot, I got two toothpaste. I got Arm & Hammer for when I get sleep at night, and when I want to wake up in the morning, I got that minty fresh breath. I got normal Colgate, peppermint. You understand? Like that is what it has come to, and why am I like that? Is because I know my teeth. I deserve it. My teeth deserve it. You know what I mean? Um,
And you want them to
there's
last.
nothing. Yeah, you want to
And then
last, but
sexy
shoot,
but dentures.
nah, then shoot. But yeah, like when and what's the biggest thing? We have as many products as they have for women. They're starting to have the equivalent for men.
Yeah.
Men have body wash. I got body wash. I got a loofah. I actually got to buy a new loofah now. I got a loofah. I use soap and water. It depends on how I feel. If I want to feel
Yeah.
sexy, if I want, but listen, undergarment, I ain't gonna lie to you, as a man that used to have some undergarments that was not most appealing or whatever.
Yeah, a couple
But
holes in them and take
trust me, I
the
telling you,
extra
if
holes.
if if I leave at home or I going for some action or I gonna play basketball or whatever,
You point the gun
you
on the
know,
rear.
yeah. You don't like take care of yourself, and we need to get away from this thing. Like, there's something wrong in
Yeah, or soft.
having. There's something wrong with having 30 boxers. There's something wrong with having all of these products. I have a friend of mine. I ain't gonna call his name. I'm not fact he don't care. Mark Moore. Mark got a collect. He is a collector of body washes and gels, and I used to make fun of him before, but then I stopped because I realized, you know what? There ain't nothing wrong with smelling your best.
Yeah,
There is nothing wrong. Like, what am I making fun of the man for having taken care? He's taking care of himself. What am I
yeah,
joking at him for? Wash your
exactly.
hair. Some of us have a lot of hair. Wash your hair. As a man, yeah. But even still though, Derek, though, you still have to make sure the top of your head is dry. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
moist. Sorry,
correct,
and
correct.
washed. Right. And the same to, like, I know you liken it to women so that people will kind of get that, understand and everything like that. But the truth is, man, take care of yourself. I actually like taking care of myself. Once I'm feeling good mentally, once I'm feeling good and I'm feeling like, even sometimes when I'm feeling down and a bit depressed or anything like that, I make it a point to try my best to get up and take care of myself. Before COVID, I was getting a haircut every week. I shave every 2 3 days. You know what I mean? And for the body, we ain't going nowhere. But you know what? I feel
Exactly.
comfortable with it myself. Bed before I go sleep, that kind of thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man, make bed for real.
Yeah,
Like,
bed,
like
bed, bed.
the the clothes matter not if you just smell musty. You know what I mean? So it makes no. You may got the prettiest car. You may got. The, it makes no sense having a car that cleaner than you.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I mean?
shoot,
So
shoot,
don't got a
shoot.
pretty car. You smell stink. Your mouth smell stink. Nah, don't do that.